Business of Esports podcast is sponsored by Esports Entertainment Group, a leading esports and online gambling company. For more information, go check them out at esportsentertainmentgroup.com. This was an article from Adweek, and the headline here was "Gamer Label is Outdated," says Electronic Arts VP of Brand. So this is Elle McCarthy. In this interview, she talked about identity politics and gaming spaces and things like that. But fundamentally, the takeaway here was, she says, and I'll just quote directly, "With more brands trying to enter the gaming world and reach gamers, Elle McCarthy, the vice president of brand at EA, shares that the gamer label has become an outdated term. With fewer users identifying as gamers, brands should shift their targeting approach and focus more on how gaming serves as interactive." Clinton, let's start with you. I'm curious. Do you think the gamer label is outdated? It should go away. We should throw it out.
I don't know. Should we throw away the term athlete? I don't know. If you're a gamer and you game, then you're a gamer. Now, I get somebody that's been in an industry for a long time. For instance, like everybody hates the term influencer now, right? Because it's so been abused and everybody uses it. And I get it, because everybody that says they're an influencer is not an influencer. You know what I mean? Just because you're on social media and you bought a bunch of like fake followers, you're not really influencing anybody. To be an influencer, you must have influence. So if you're a gamer, you're a gamer. If you game, then you're a gamer. That's what you are. If you're on the football field, you're an athlete. I don't know how we change athlete to something like body mechanical rundown guy. Like, what do you call it to? You know what I mean? So what are you changing the gamer to? It's great I love when people want to innovate and push culture forward and innovate on names and stuff like that. But I also subscribe to the theory is, if you're going to say, let's not do this, then give us an option to do that's better, right? So if you have another title that's better, or that you feel is, forward thinking or progressive for this space, because obviously if you're in the position you're in, you've been doing this for a long time. So you're probably tired of hearing the term gamer, and it's probably making you sick to your stomach every time you hear somebody misuse the term gamer. And that's probably where she's coming from. But gamers are gamers, just like an athlete is an athlete, a rapper is a rapper. You know what I mean? What are we going to change everyone's names?
Do you buy the premise here, though? Does anyone buy the premise here? Because her premise here is that fewer users are identifying as gamers.
In her defense, and I've said this on the podcast previously, like, gaming is a form of media. So nobody goes around and says, I'm a book reader. Right? Nobody goes around and says, I'm a movie watcher, right?
But you have foodies.
Yeah, but that's not a profession. Right? One, it's not a profession, and it's not a giant culture with hundreds of millions of people that are adore it.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, hey, where's my fellow movie watchers?
Yeah.
Like, if there was a whole cult full of movies, then they would come up with some kind of title.
But it's tricky, because in the one hand, I have some sympathy here, which is like, I think gaming is just so ubiquitous. Like, everybody plays games today. Right. Like, so to some extent, like, this idea of.
Yeah. But William, everybody shoots basketball. Everybody might, go play mini golf. They're not athletes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we say gamers, when we hear us four say gamers, we're talking about people that take it serious, whether they're professional esports players or they're people that are gaming regularly every day, competitively, or it's a part of their everyday life. I'm a gamer, right? So if I'm a DJ and maybe I'm not doing Madison Square Garden, but I'm like locally doing all these clubs and I'm in my bedroom DJing 6 hours a day, I'm going to not call myself a DJ now.
Yeah.
I'm a DJ.
Yeah. Her premise seems wrong, right? Like, the whole idea of fewer users identifying as gamers, if anything, I feel like it's the opposite. Like, when I was growing up, I considered myself a gamer. But I never told girls I was a gamer, right? Like, that's just not something you advertised.
But even if you casually ride a skateboard or you ride in the Olympics, you're a skater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how do but
if anything, there's more pride. There's more pride around the label.
I feel like
now.
we earn the title, right? Like it's like a title in WoW or whatever. Like, you earn this. I don't want to give this up. Like, I'm displaying this proudly.
When your Microsoft Gamer score gets above 1,000 points.
I definitely think she's coming from. I don't know her, but obviously she's in a really important position. So I'm assuming that she's coming from an executive point of view where she's just like cringed out from the word gamer because everybody uses it incorrectly. And she probably deals with a lot of brands that just say, hey, we'd like to do some things with gamers. And she's just like, oh, I hate how they call everybody a gamer. So I'm pretty sure that's probably where she's coming from, but I haven't yet to hear like I've heard influencers actually say, I hate the term influencer. I've never heard a gamer say, dude, I can't stand the term gamer.
Yeah. Playing all these games all day. I wish there was a better word for describing it.
No, but you're absolutely right, Clinton. Like I don't know any gamer that would be offended by that today, by that label. I feel if anything that it's moving towards a place of pride. I think that finally we can sort of call ourselves gamers. We're not seen as sort of the nerds in the basement anymore. That there's that it's relevant fundamentally.
Maybe she just threw that out there to start the conversation of moving it forward, right? Who knows?
I mean, is there a better solution in your mind?
No, it's the exact thing you should call it. Like the woman I came out of. The woman I came out of will always be called mom. You know what I mean? So I don't think mom's like sick of being called mom.